Chapter 4, Mishnah 5. Ketores was burnt every day on the inner golden altar, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. On Yom Kippur there was additional offerings of the Ketores, which took place inside the Holy of Holies. The Mishnah begins by listing differences between the three Ketores offerings that the Kohen Gadol brought on Yom Kippur, twice on the inner altar, and once on the Holy of Holies, and the twice daily Ketores offerings that were brought every other day of the year. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. Every other day of the year, a Kohen scooped up coals from the outer altar with a shovel of silver, and he poured them into a shovel of gold, which he carried into the sanctuary. But on this day, Yom Kippur, the Kohen Gadol scooped up the coals with a shovel of gold, and with the same shovel he brought them inside the sanctuary. Every other day of the year, the Kohen scooped up the coals with a shovel that had a volume of 4 calves, and he poured them into a shovel of 3 calves, which he carried into the sanctuary. But on this day, the Kohen Gadol scooped up the coals with a shovel of 3 calves, and with the same shovel he brought them inside the sanctuary. The next Tana disagrees. Rabbi Yossi says, every other day of the year, the Kohen scooped up the coals with a shovel that had a volume of a se'ah, 6 calves, and he poured them into a shovel of 3 calves. But on this day, the Kohen Gadol scooped up the coals with a shovel of 3 calves, and with the same shovel he brought them inside. The first Tana continues. Every other day of the year the shovel was heavy, but this day it was light to spare the Kohen Gadol from exerting himself. Every other day of the year the shovel's handle was short, but on this day the handle was long, so that the Kohen Gadol could use his arm to support it. Every other day of the year the gold of the shovel was yellow, but on this day it was red. These are the words of Rabbi Menachem. The Mishnah now differentiates between the special Ketores offering of Yom Kippur and all the twice daily Ketores offerings, including those brought on Yom Kippur. Every day of the year, half a maneh of Ketores was offered in the morning and half a maneh in the afternoon. But on this day, the Kohen Gadol added his handfuls of the Ketores. That is, the extra offering of the Ketores, which was added to the temple service on Yom Kippur, consisted of 2 handfuls of Ketores. Every day of the year, the Ketores was of a fine consistency, but the special Ketores brought on this day was the finest of the fine.